Don't fight it. It's time to go up a size. This is the biggest.
This is the biggest.
Our biggest show.
The Hodaki Big Show. With Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Good news, folks. The Big Show is officially back for your Wednesday. Bad news, Jason Mike's still sick. So just Keyzie. Pugs will be stepping in as well from Studio B occasionally. He'll be bringing best of moments, all sorts of things. We'll have Wage Against the Machine, your chance to win some cash at 4:30. We'll also put someone else in the draw to trade their way to Las Vegas for that Las Vegas Grand Prix. Thanks to Henry. A packed show indeed. And to top it all off, at around about 5:30, New Zealand music icon Julia Deans, frontwoman for Fur Patrol, coming in to discuss a gig she's going to be a part of soon involving the recreation and performance of two of Quentin Tarantino's best films, Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. Make sure you do stick around for that. In the meantime, where are you? What are you wearing? Give me a text on 3483. And remember, everyone that texts through does go in the draw to win some BK vouchers. This is Pearl Jam, Jeremy. It is Radio Hodaki on your Wednesday afternoon.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Pearl Jam, Jeremy, Wednesday afternoon on the Hodaki Big Show with Keyzie. No Jace or Mike. Still, both of those two chaps are sick, but I'm not. Neither's Pugs from Studio B, who's back again with another best bit. Pugs, take it away, mate.
Yeah, look, this one's a special one right out the gate today. We're getting educational on the Big Show. This is a little bit of a science lesson from Jason Mike.
Just got a little message here from my daughter on the family chat, Mogi.
Oh, yeah.
She's in science at the moment. They just dissected the old frog. What a classic, eh? The old frog. And she said, I threw up in my mouth a little bit, Dad.
We never did the frog. So when they do the frog,
okay.
do they do... So if it's sitting there, do you go nose to a-hole, or do you chop it down the middle of its back? Do you know what I mean? So slice it in half, or do you slice it down the middle in between its eyes and down its spine, or do you chop it in the middle of its back? How do you do it?
Nose to a-hole.
Nose to a-hole.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the way I did it.
Get a bit of a runner.
Lying on its back,
Yeah.
askew.
Is it dead or alive?
Oh, it depends on the science teacher.
Right.
Well, they're all dead, the ones that I worked on.
Right,
Well, eventually, sure.
No.
And from nose to nose.
Nose
And
to
that's in
nose.
fact, that was the first thing I learned about dissection, and one of the things that I remember most about doing science. The old phrase,
Doing science.
nose to nose.
Nose to nose.
Is that what the science teacher said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Remember what I told you?
And all the
nose
kids
to
together.
Yeah.
Nose to nose.
Because they'd say from the head down, like down the abdomen. That's what they'd say to me.
Nah, because it's shorter.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Easier to remember when you're doing tests and that. We never did the frog or any amphibian. The first thing we ever did was a kiwi,
Oh, yeah.
the brown kiwi.
Yeah.
Hang on, aren't they endangered or whatever?
Yeah,
A
now.
protected species?
Yeah, now. Yeah,
Back
but
then
this
they
you're
were-
talking about the early 80s.
Oh, right.
Where there was kiwis all over the
Oh,
joint.
mate,
man.
they were seriously a
running all over
pest.
the
They
bloody
were,
road.
they were like rats.
They're like possums.
What,
yeah.
kiwi?
Yeah, kiwi was like, yeah, man, they were absolute vermin.
And I tell
They
you
were
what,
like,
mate.
like a Kia.
And that's just the sound
Well,
they
that's
made.
also-
That's just the sound they made when you cut them from nose to nose.
Oh, they hated it.
It was like a deflating balloon.
Yeah, they pop because and that was one of the things I learned. Like you see a kiwi and it's sort of round like a balloon, isn't it?
Yes.
And you sort of think that's contains the innards and the muscle and all that sort of thing going on, but they actually have a massive air pocket. Which means if anything attacks them, the gas escapes and will hopefully, put off the predator.
Yeah,
And will
yeah.
it go smaller, the bird? Will it shrink when you pop it?
Well, yeah, the air escapes. So
Yeah.
it does refill as in the holes, the puncture marks heal. But that's the beauty of being able to dissect these animals, because I didn't know that. And imagine if I didn't know that.
Totally, man, totally. In actual fact, a lot of people don't know that about the kiwi. Very similar to the skunk in that regard. And, they'd be holding onto that gas for a long time. And
Right.
that's why the kiwi actually exists, because
Yeah.
they are literally filled with air. A predator comes by, does a bit of a Keyzie,
No,
and it scares off all the predators.
Well, it's
Yeah.
just because I was taught, and this is probably wrong, that kiwis didn't really have any predators because that's why they're a ground animal and don't actually have any defensive mechanisms other than like hiding in their hole or whatever, because they never had predators.
Right? I'm just telling you, man, we would cut them open on the bloody...
Right.
So what's that? It's not friendship.
No, I'm starting to question my schooling now. Is the
well,
issue,
you should.
know?
It sounds pretty lame to me.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go to school?
Oh, I'd rather not say.
Yeah, can't remember probably.
Yeah. Then there was the horse. We did the horse.
We did the horse, yeah.
That was a bit more...
You dissected a horse.
Yeah.
We set ours on fire.
Yeah. Good eating, actually.
So then you ate it.
Yeah.
So you butchered a horse.
Well,
Waste not, want not, man.
We were at boarding school, you know. We didn't have a lot of food at boarding school. They were bloody terrible with the rations on the food there.
Yeah.
But a cooked horse meat, beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
The horse-eating Hodaki Big Show will be back in full sometime soon, hopefully, folks, once the other two on the mend. In the meantime, every show we've ever done, available wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search Hodaki Big Show, whether it's on Spotify or Apple, or you know what? You should use iHeartRadio, because that's an app that allows you to stream Hodaki no matter where you are in the world. How good? There's some Kings of Leon.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Time to chat footy with me, Keyzie. What are the Warriors up to? Jason Mike are away, folks, so I'm doing free reign Warriors chat whenever I want it. And unfortunately, it's bad news for the Warriors. This Anzac Day, Tuesday, they're taking on Melbourne, as is tradition. The game is at 9 o'clock, and last year we lost to Melbourne about 70-10 or something. It was embarrassment. It was an embarrassment, but I tell you what, it's not going to happen again this year. However, the Warriors are going well, third on the ladder, that's great, but they're taking on the Storm on Anzac Day. 5 days later, they play the Roosters here at Mount Smart. That's two of the best teams within 5 days of one another. 6 days later, they play Penrith, who is the best team. So that is 3 games against the 3 best teams in 11 days. 6 days later, they play the Bulldogs on May 12th. So that's 4 games in 18 days. All of them, except for one, are on the road. It is easily the worst part of the schedule for not only the Warriors, but literally any team in the NRL. So that is what's coming up next for the Warriors. Having said that, this Tuesday's game against Melbourne, it is an Anzac Day tradition, so why not start a new tradition of having the ACC commentary on? Sky Sport 9, Di Henwood, Ben Hurley, Mania Stewart, myself, the Mad Monday crew will be all over it, so do join us. In the meantime, enjoy the Hives. Hate to say I told you so.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Oasis, don't look back in anger. It is the Hodaki Big Show with Keyzie, no Jace, no Mike, both sick. Still, you can get every single show we've ever done wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search Hodaki Big Show, all right, folks? And I promise they will be back on deck soon. In the meantime, I did ask for text on 3483. Where are you? What are you wearing? That sort of stuff. Heaps of text flooding in, which is bloody great. I guess that's what happens when there's BK on offer. Picking out a couple of my favourites, and I will send out some vouchers to these two. Keyzie, you mad bastard. I'm in Wellington wearing too much, cruising home on the horrible motorway. Congratulations, whoever you are. You just got yourself some Burger King. Actually, when you do text in, why not chuck your name in as well so I can give you a shout out. Here's one. Wearing a spouse beater and some stubbies, fixing the old wagon. Eyes are getting filled with dust while the ears are enjoying the backbone of the big show. Keyzie holding the fort. You, my friend, are my favourite text of the lot. Partly because you said I was holding the fort, partly because you're working on an old wagon. Give me more details, mate. I'm a car bogan, so any chance to chat cars, I am into it. Any chance to give away cash, also into that. If you're keen to play Wage Against the Machine, give me a call right now on 0800 Hodaki, and we'll rip into that after a quick break.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Ziggy Stardust, David Bowie. It is the Hodaki Big Show with Keyzie, and it's time for...
It's time to wage against the machine.
Winning in the name of.
Oh yeah, winning in the name of. Winning cash. Let's go to the lines and see who got through. Joe, you mad bastard, how's life?
Going fantastic.
Oh, that's good, man. Where are you calling from?
I am calling from East Tamaki.
East Tamaki. Kapai. And what do you do for a crust, Joe?
I work as a market researcher.
Wow, okay. So what markets are you researching at the moment?
Well, I work for Podcast Māori, which used to be called Māori Television.
Right.
So I'm interested in what folks are interested in watching on our channel mainly.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, I'm interested in that as well. If you could spin it into radio and then somehow tell everyone to listen to this show, that'd be great. By the way, huge backbone. Do you know how the game...
I was just waiting for you to say that. I was worried that you might have forgotten for a moment.
Yeah.
So I might have to change careers to being a carpenter or something.
Oh, backbone, carpenter, hell yeah. The problem was your job was too interesting, so I got sidetracked. Joe, you know how the game works, mate?
I do. I listen to it pretty much every day.
Perfect. I'll explain it anyway. So I'm going to tell you the hourly wage. It's $25 an hour today, mate. And then
Righto.
you're going to hop in the machine. You're going to see how long you can last in there. The hours will go by. You just need to say stop nice and clearly. I will pause the machine. However, if you stay in there for too long, you will get sacked and you will get nothing. All good?
All right.
All right, Joe from East Tamaki. You ready to face the machine?
I think I am.
All right, mate. Hold on to your hat. Let's do this thing.
Welcome to the machine.
1 hour. 2 hours. 3 hours. 4 hours. 5 hours.
Stop there, Keyzie, please.
Stop there. 5 hours,
Let's
right.
see how we would have gone. I wasn't taking too many chances on that one, eh?
No, I think you're right. I think 5 is sort of about the average at the moment, mate, so it's not a bad idea. Let's definitely see how we could have gone.
6 hours. 7 hours.
See?
I left $50 on the table. I can live with it.
Absolutely, mate. I think that's smart. You get to walk away with $125. How good's that?
It's too good. Too good.
Bloody ripper, mate. Well, I tell you what, you go, you jump on hold. Pugs will sort you out, and thank you very much for listening to The Big Show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no worries at all, mate. Lovely bloke. Joe from East Tamaki. Another chance to win cash tomorrow at 8:30 and 4:30 as well.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Split ends history never repeats, although it does on The Big Show because it's just Keyzie here. Jason and Mike went away on a holiday last week. They then did what they always do and got sick whilst they were on holiday. Now they are not here and it's almost friggin' 2 weeks without these blokes. But that's okay because you've got Keyzie, the backbone of the show, and also producer Pugs from Studio B who's come through. And Pugs, I understand you, my friend, have taken it upon yourself to organise some sort of game.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a rough time with the guys being away, and we do miss them a lot.
Oh,
and,
so much.
You know, everybody's sort of waiting for those best bits, and I thought it was pretty on theme to come up with this little game that I've got. Now, Pugs, have we got a sting there?
Pugs, did you? Oh, you did make one
Yeah,
up? Oh,
he's saying...
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got... Yeah.
The Hodaki Big Show's Who Said That?
it's some of your best work, Pugs. Nice work, mate.
That was a great sting. Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
So this is just a game where that's all we're trying to figure out, man. Who said that? I've got some iconic quotes here.
I reckon I'm going to nail this.
I think you will too, because there are certain nuances to Jason Mike that are very unique to themselves.
That's right. And I mean, I've sat here and rolled my eyes at every single thing they've ever said. So, and if you want to play along at home, 3483, text through. I don't know.
Text while we do it. Just do it. And
Live
then
text.
your text will probably come in too late. We'll think you're answering the wrong one. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Shall we fire it off with we'll start with one that I think is a pretty easy one.
Okay.
Hey, it's nice weather if you're a duck.
Jay said that.
Really? That's a Mike.
Ah,
That's a Mike. Every time it rains, he pulls out the duck quote.
Carry
Not
on.
off to a great start
As long as I didn't massively big up myself, I think I should be okay.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
here we
you'll
go.
be
Game
sweet.
face on.
Okay, here's another. I like my lawn to be well manicured. You know what I'm saying?
That's Jace.
That is Jace.
Because he likes
well
manicuring
done,
his lawn,
mate.
yeah.
Absolutely, he
Okay.
does, if you know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Here's an easy one. I'm a pianist.
That was Mike Minogue.
Yeah, that is a Mike Minogue. That's a classic.
I remember that.
That's one of my favourites from before I started.
He was supposed to say pianist or whatever, and he just said pianist.
Yeah, and then he
we
tried
ran
to
with
say it again later in the break. He's like, piano. So good. Here's another one. If you go into my hunting room at home, it's just adorned with boar balls.
That's Jace.
Is that the use of the word adorned that gave it away?
Well, he does purposely switch out words to make himself sound intelligent, but also I remember the yarn.
It seems like he's well read, that
Boar
fella.
balls.
Yeah. This one you'll love. Usually, below the anus, directly on the ground there, is going to be a Keyzie.
That's Mike Minogue.
That is a Mike
I still
Minogue.
remember it because I was staring daggers at him the whole time. I could see it coming.
That's it. That's a good one. Jason Momoa, how hot is he?
Wow, okay. I think that's Mike as well.
That was Jace.
Oh.
That was Jace. He's got the hots for Jason Momoa.
Oh, shivers. Okay, so I've got 2 wrong here out of what, 6?
I've actually lost count.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing at the quotes.
2
to be
out of
fair.
6.
What's this one teacher for every 30 kids palaver? Each classroom, you can get 60 to 90 of the bastards per one teacher.
That's definitely Jace.
That is definitely a Jace one. Nice work, mate.
5 out of 7.
5 out of 7. We'll go to 10, eh?
All right.
If you shat yourself, you've just got to come forward and say, I shat myself.
But I didn't shit myself, though, Jace.
Nice.
Jace, yeah,
that was
yeah,
good.
yeah. I was
well
trying
done.
to picture myself in the scene.
Yep. Here's one. My daddy's got a penis, and I thought that you should know that.
Mike Minogue.
You had that one in the
His
back.
daughter at daycare, I remember that,
And
yeah.
you got the background of it too.
That's
well done,
right.
mate. I used to breed mice.
Jace used to do that as a kid.
He did.
8 out
There
of
you
10,
go.
not
8
bad.
out of 10. We'll do 2 more. How would you like to say hello to Mr. Fisty?
Well, it sounds like a Minogue.
That's a Jace,
Oh,
man.
what?
That's a Jace.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. One more quick one. I've got 3 nipples.
Jace.
Yep.
Ah.
Well done, mate.
So that was 9 out of 12. How did you do, New Zealand? Give me a text on 3483 Pugs. Thank you very much, mate.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
It is almost 5 o'clock on the Hodaki Big Show, folks. After 5, another chance for you to trade your way to Vegas. Thanks to our mates at Henry, you might be able to work your way over to see the first ever Las Vegas Grand Prix as part of the Formula One. It is the trip of a lifetime. Just call 0800 Hodaki when you hear me put the call out. Also, we'll have more Best of the Big Show moments thanks to producer Pugs. Julia Deans from Fur Patrol coming in at 5:30. She's doing a new series of gigs involving the music from Quentin Tarantino's films. It's all go here, folks, so make sure you stick around.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Jason Mike's still off sick, folks. Lucky Keysie's still here, and producer Pugs, who's got plenty of best of moments for you coming up shortly. Also, your chance to trade your way to Vegas to go see the old Formula One Grand Prix there, thanks to Henry. And I've come up with a theory that I think will revolutionise the workplace here in New Zealand. We'll be delving into that shortly. Plus, I just read on the news that some guy jumped the fence at the zoo in Auckland and tried to staunch out a rhino. So I'm furiously on the phone to a friend of mine who works at the zoo to try and get some intel there. We'll see how we go. In the meantime, 3483, flick me a text. What are you up to? Love this one from Muff. Keyzie, you mad bastard backbone. I'm after a 4 or 5-speed Falcon manual gearbox. Do you know of any? Can anyone help Muff out? Give me a text on 3483. Sounds like an absolute backbone.
Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Super Groove, can't get enough. It is the Hodaki Big Show this Wednesday afternoon with Keyzie. Jason Mike is still off sick, so I've pulled producer Pugs through from the B studio there.
Yeah.
To discuss something that's happening in the news, Pugs. And the reason I thought of you, mate, is because they used to call you the Rhino, because you're so horny.
They said that, did they?
And so I was like, you know who'd have a good take on this, Pugs? Did you hear some bloke earlier today at the Auckland Zoo jumped the fence from outside the zoo into the zoo, landed in the rhinoceros enclosure.
Sorry, so he jumped the fence to the zoo from the outside.
So he wasn't trying to break out of the zoo.
Right.
Sorry, I thought I'd clear that up just in case, because my brain would go, was he jumping it to get out or to go in? But obviously he's trying to break in, right?
Yeah, totally.
There's not that much news.
No.
If he's just, okay. So he jumped in, landed in the rhinoceros enclosure. Yeah, he then proceeded to bathe himself in the sort of pond lake area there. Oh. And then, whilst dripping wet, sort of stood up, arms by his side like you're a 18-year-old bloke in town trying to staunch people out in your tight t-shirt.
Yeah.
And he started to walk towards various animals and staunch them out.
The rhinos? He was walking towards a rhinoceros.
Well, according to eyewitnesses, yeah. Now, I know someone that works at the zoo, so I'm going to try and get a better account of this, and I'll have that for you on tomorrow's big show. But the idea of someone jumping into a rhinoceros enclosure and then trying to staunch them out, I mean, is it a power move? Is it quite admirable?
There's clearly some ego at play here, I think.
Yeah.
Somebody needed to feel a little bit better about themselves today.
That's right.
And they thought, we'll find the biggest, baddest guy in the room. The room happened to be the zoo, and the biggest guy happened to be the rhinoceros.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Find the biggest guy, staunch him out.
It's like when you go to prison.
Have you been to prison?
Yeah, it's just like when you go back in the day when I went to prison.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm in the room with Jason Mike, actually. This is good. But I mean, they used to call you the rhino, as I said, because you were so horny. I mean, if someone was trying to staunch you out after sort of coming into your territory and bathing where you bathe, and then trying to, staunch you out in front of, your lady, for example, and your family, how would you feel?
Yeah, I'd be particularly horny, I would have to say.
Yeah, you'd be. Right. I'm assuming you mean angry, or do you mean revved up?
Yeah, angry. Real revved up.
Oh,
I'd have a little
rhino.
bell there. I'd be swinging that around, like yesterday.
That's a good
There
point.
it is.
You'd be fuming. Have you ever had like a close encounter with a particularly dangerous animal of any kind? Because the most dangerous I've had was like a Rottweiler.
Yeah, well, they can be... you had a dangerous encounter in Arrowtown the other day, too, with
Yesterday.
a bitey little...
It was a schnauzer, Shih Tzu thing, yeah.
Well, a chicken followed me up the road the other day, just for slightly too long, where it was getting a little bit uncomfortable. No, seriously. I was going out for a walk, because I like to get out for a little stroll in the morning, clear my head, get some air. And a chicken exited somebody's property. It was their chicken.
Right.
Sorry,
did it exit over the fence? Was it leaving its
up the
property?
so it was outside their house,
Right.
down a long driveway, saw me at the top of the driveway, walked up the driveway, and was following me on my morning walk.
And was it walking in a sort of menacing fashion?
Well, I started to run, and then it started to run.
You ran away from a chicken?
Oh, it was a chicken!
Right, okay.
You see the little talons down there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I used to have chickens. They are ferocious, especially when you introduce them to some new chickens. But New Zealand, have you had any harrowing animal encounters like producer Pugs and the chicken, or even more harrowing like the clearly stoned bloke and the rhino at the zoo today? Text us on 3483. We've got Burger King to give away.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Dave Grohl and the Fooey's there. Learn to fly on the Hodaki Big Show this Wednesday afternoon with Keyzie. Jason Mike's still off sick, but I've pulled Pugs in from Studio B, and we're chatting dangerous animal encounters, because if you didn't hear in the news, a bloke jumped the fence of the zoo today, landed in the rhino enclosure, bathed, and then attempted to staunch out the rhinos. Now, Pugs, you're a man who's had experience with dangerous animals. You told us today, or was it yesterday, that you went for a walk and a chicken followed you a wee bit.
It was yesterday, and it was incredibly traumatic for me in that moment. Fortunately, I managed to get myself further and further away from the chicken via walking.
Yeah.
And the chicken eventually gave up. Maybe he thought that I wasn't worth the fight.
Yeah, I think what you've done there is just openly say he is the alpha, because I've seen the video. You showed me the video. It was a rooster, and it was one of those roosters with the big fat feet that are actually quite a delicacy in China or something.
See, thank you for validating that.
It was
scary.
It was a big boy. It
was tough.
It was. I mean, I wouldn't have run away like you, but I admit it was reasonably scary.
How about this first text here? Did the guy who jumped in the rhino enclosure have a massive schnoz like Keyzie to intimidate the rhino?
Oh, I see what he's done there. But see, I was more thinking that he blended in if he had a schnoz like mine, because the rhinos would have thought he was a rhino.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
See, that's fair.
Here's one. I fell on the rocks at a beach and then told everyone at school I got attacked by a shark and then strangled the bastard.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it.
Yeah, that text comes from one M. Minogue. By the sounds of it anyway. Ruben here, guys, got dedoused by a ram when I was about 11.
That seems like classic New Zealand stuff. I
Yeah,
feel like that's a rite of passage for rural New Zealand.
Hard out. Here's one for a decent sized one. Had a sheep turn up on our property in Shirley, in brackets, Christchurch. Was bloody crazy. The dogs went off. Long story short, the sheep had done a great escape from its truck, wandered down the Avon River, hopped the creek, found refuge in our backyard. Craziest stuff on a Sunday when you're hungover. Lol, good laugh.
That's tough. That hangover would have been gone by the time he dealt with that.
I think that's not really a dangerous animal encounter. That sounds like a sheep just going for a stroll, that one. You know, it didn't attack anyone. It didn't dedouche anyone.
True. Yeah, that's fair.
What about, actually, what's the most aggressive animal on the planet, Pugs? Top of your head if you had to pick one.
Badger.
Of the honey variety.
Sure.
A honey badger, yes.
I didn't know there was a honey badger.
There is a honey badger. And it's
I know
the most,
of a honey badger.
Yeah, Nick Cummins, former footy player. But the honey badger is literally the most aggressive animal on the planet. Someone here on 3483, a honey badger chased me from my car into a cabin at a game reserve in South Africa. And no, it wasn't Nick Cummins.
Oh, how good.
Yeah, because honey badgers literally eat snakes and stuff.
The only reason I know about that is a video game.
Yes,
only
Far
reason.
Cry.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyone else play Far Cry and then skin like 5 honey badgers to make a pouch or something?
Is this PlayStation chat?
No, it's not. Jason Mike would kill us. So quick, let's go to a tune. Silver Chairs, Straight Lines. It is the Hodaki Big Show. If you're keen to trade your way to Vegas, folks, give me a call now on 0800 Hodaki.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
It is Butthole Surfers Pepper on the Hodaki Big Show with Keyzie. Jason Mike currently off sick, hopefully back sometime soon, folks. In the meantime, don't forget you can get every show we've ever done wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search Hodaki Big Show.
It's Radio Hodaki and Henry's Trade Your Way to Vegas.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
That's right, the opportunity to trade your way to Las Vegas to see the first ever Las Vegas Grand Prix. It is joining Austin and Miami, Florida, as the third USA-based city to actually have a Grand Prix in the Formula One. Imagine going there for the first ever one. It's a massive prize. It is a life-changing prize. And thanks to Henry, the Soul Trader accounting app, we've got the chance for you to trade your way there. That means we're not just going to give it to you for free, folks. You have to give us something in return. Let's go to the lines now and see who's willing to give what. Jackson, you mad bastard. How you going, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, good, mate.
Yeah, bloody good. Where are you calling from, man?
I'm just calling from Auckland City.
Okay, Auckland City. Nice, mate. Nice. And what do you do for a crust, Jackson?
I'm a mechanical engineer.
Oh, backbone. I love
Fucking A.
anything with the word mechanic in it. I'm in there, mate. Tell me, Jackson, what would you be willing to trade in order to bag this trip of a lifetime, mate?
So I've got something pretty unique. You're not going to find it anywhere in New Zealand because it's come all the way from South Korea.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So what it is, it's a glow-in-the-dark lamp in
Okay.
the shape of a Care Bear. And if you slap it on the arse, it changes colour for you.
Right.
You know, if it's a little bit spicy, a little bit naughty, sort of might be up your boy's alley.
Right, okay. So and you have to sexually assault the Care Bear in order to turn the light on. Is that part of it?
Yep. Turn the light on, change the colour, turn the light off, all of that.
Right, okay. So just quickly, Jackson, I've just typed Care Bear lamp into Google here. I can get a Valentine's Day rechargeable lamp for $17. Care Bear's mood lamp for $34. $83 for delivery, though, so that's looking at about, $115 there or something along those lines. Do you think that's a fair trade, Jackson?
I mean, this one's from South Korea, so I'm not too sure what you're looking at, but
Right, okay.
probably not quite the same
Yeah, okay.
level of uniqueness there.
Yeah, no, you know what, Jackson? You've won me over, mate. It sounds like your lamp there with the little bear bum you have to spank. I reckon that's probably worth anywhere between 10 and 20 grand, mate. So you hold the line. You're officially in the draw, all right?
Epic, thank you.
No worries. Dave from Whangarei, how you going, mate?
Good, mate, good.
Oh, bloody ripper. How's the beautiful north going at the moment?
Oh, it's raining as usual, mate.
Ah, beautiful. What do you do for a living, Dave?
Project manager, man.
Oh, backbone, man. Those projects, they can't manage themselves, Dave. Now,
Yeah, well, it'd be like how you were with your dad when he was fixing your truck.
don't you start. I was helping, all right? Now, Dave, what are you willing to trade for this trip of a lifetime, mate? Because you're going to Las Vegas to see the very first Las Vegas Grand Prix. It's a massive deal.
Massive prize, mate. I reckon it's worth a 4-pack of Viagra.
A 4-pack of Viagra. Right, let me just type this in here. Okay, Viagra. Now, that's prescription.
Keyzie, you can't put a price on love, mate.
All right, but I can get, for $12, some erector pills from a homeopathy clinic in New Zealand.
Oh, they're not going to work, mate. They're not going to work. You can break rocks with these ones, mate. There you go.
You sound like you know what you're talking about, Dave. Right, so if you had to put a value on this 4-pack, what would you say monetary-wise?
Well, yeah, like I say, you can't put a price on love.
Yeah, okay, so it's priceless.
And the good time that you boys will have with them, I don't know.
Okay, let me just...
You tell me.
I don't think if we were to get them that we'd use them with one another. Let's just put that out there. But I tell you what, Dave, it sounds like a trade that would be crazy not to take, mate. You're officially in the draw, all right?
Cheers, bud. Thank you.
No worries. You hold the line. Pugs will sort you out. You and your 4-pack of Viagra, he'll take good care of you. Another chance to get in the draw every single show tomorrow, in fact. Just listen out for that cue to call and then give us a call on 0800 Hodaki. Up next, a New Zealand icon in the music industry, the wonderful Julia Deans, lead singer of Fur Patrol. She's got a series of gigs coming out soon involving recreating the iconic soundtracks of Quentin Tarantino's movies. We're talking Reservoir Dogs. We're talking Pulp Fiction as well. Not only am I going to have a chat to her about that, I've also got a Double Pass 2 giveaway, so make sure you stay tuned.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
It is the Police, Roxanne, on the Hodaki Big Show this Wednesday afternoon with Keyzie. Jason Mike's still absolutely sick as dogs. At this stage, I've got my fingers crossed that they'll be here Monday. Surely before then, but in the meantime, it doesn't really matter because I've got a New Zealand music icon in the studio with me, Julia Deans of the wonderful Fur Patrol. Welcome back to the Hodaki studio.
Kia ora and thank you.
Now, the reason you're in, a couple of reasons actually, which is quite good.
Yeah.
I think I interviewed you 2 years ago. Maybe it was 2 years ago. You guys were about to go on a bit of a 21st birthday / 22nd birthday for Pet, the album. You ended up going and doing a few gigs around the country.
Yep.
It was a couple of years ago. It feels like it was 2 months ago. But how did that go in terms of reuniting with the rest of the group and going out and playing the songs again? You know, did it make you want to do it more often?
Hell yes, but just quietly, I'm quite distracted by this sexy time music in the background.
Oh, right. Yeah, so we always have random hang on, let me change that for you.
It's like, what is going on?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. It's just a random song we play all the time, so it's a bit more funky.
Sorry, my music brain my ears can't stop listening to things.
Nah, fair enough. That's the difference between you and me.
Man, it was so much fun. Those shows were, it was just like a little love fest at each show, honestly.
Awesome.
Like, everyone was so excited. We were so excited to be there, and everyone was so excited.
Yeah.
To hear us play for like the first time in a million years.
Well, that's the thing I've noticed, and this is the closest I can get in terms of relating to this yarn, is I played rugby all through high school. It was great. Then had a few years off, and then like 5 or 6 years later, someone asked me to play a game of footy for them, and I played it, and I was like, holy shit, I have missed this so much. I remember hating it when I left, and now that I'm back, it was just, I of course did my rotator cuff 15 minutes into the game, and so now my arm doesn't work properly. But did it spark something in you guys to maybe get more stuff going, or is it like a we'll wait and see how things go approach?
No, we're definitely keen to do more.
Awesome.
It just requires a bit of planning because our drummer lives in Melbourne now, and he has a 3-year-old. Well, I think she's nearly 4 now. So,
yeah.
It's sort of working around
that
kind of thing because, you know, he has to be away for at least a couple of weeks by the time we get rehearsals and shows and everything. And so leaving Mum alone with the rugrat for that much time requires organisation.
Well, that's actually a common theme I've noticed, especially when you're interviewing, you know, bands that were, especially during that sort of 2000s period, really prevalent. I guess it's a time where it's all about the music, you know, you've all got the shared interest. And then all of a sudden there's families, you relocate, and getting everyone back together is a bit of a mission.
Yeah. I think once you sort of leave your 20s, everything becomes a little bit harder to organise.
More admin.
Yeah,
So
life
much
admin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, exciting stuff for you. And this is actually really good because we chatted to you guys, I think 2 years ago, about this gig that's coming up. It's a Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, basically the soundtracks from those movies, and Quentin Tarantino, he's got amazing taste in music. He always picks banging soundtracks. You guys get together. Mike Minogue, who usually is part of the show, he went to the first one you guys did.
Oh, right.
And was like, it's one of the best gigs I've ever been to.
Oh, awesome. Well, I actually wasn't part of that show. Tammy Nielsen was doing those ones.
Was Booger Beasley still involved?
Booger,
I think we chatted to Booger about it.
Booger and Milan and Lawton.
Lawton Kora,
but Tammy was in on that show. But she's currently touring around the States in an RV with her whānau. So she's having a wild time. And I'm stepping in to take the reins on that one.
So, I mean, are you much of a film buff yourself?
Yes, I watch lots of movies.
Yeah, okay, so that's good. So I'm guessing you've wrapped your eyes around both Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction.
I haven't. I need to do a revisit. In fact, that's on my to watch list for this week.
Well, they're both quite old now, aren't they? So
they're so good though.
Yeah. And I mean, are you guys, because the gigs are happening, relatively soonish. So
next weekend.
Have you got particular songs from the movies that you enjoy performing the most? You know, because my favourite one is Chuck Berry when they're doing the. Uma Thurman and John Travolta are dancing. Exactly.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this today, and I really like. I think it's from Reservoir Dogs, that "Flowers on the Wall" song.
Oh, flowers on the wall.
Watching flowers on the wall, that don't bother me. It's the same, and it's the same tune that used to be the theme for the Dogs show.
Oh,
You remember
right.
like the TV show that had the farmers out with their sheepdogs herding sheep, and it was a competition.
Tux Wonder Dogs.
Oh,
Or
no,
older than
no,
that?
older than that.
Right, okay,
Yeah,
I was
no.
going to say. Far out, right. Well, that's very different musically to the stuff, you usually associate with Julia Deans. Do you quite like branching out like that and trying things?
Yeah, well, I just sing a couple of backing vocals on that one. But yeah, everybody loves a good tune.
Speaking of good tunes, actually, be rude of us not to play a bit of Fur Patrol. Lydia, off the album Pet, came out in Y2K. We'll be back with more Julia Deans after this one on the Hodaki Big Show.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
It is Fur Patrol, Lydia on the Hodaki Big Show with Keyzie this Wednesday afternoon. No Jason Mike. They're both sick, all right? So stop going on about it on 3483. In the meantime, though, that doesn't actually matter because I've got the wonderful Julia Deans, singer of the fantastic Fur Patrol, an iconic Kiwi group, in the studio with me. And Julia, you're about to undertake a pretty massive and exciting series of gigs. It's called The Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, the soundtracks live in concert. Mike Minogue went to see these last year and he raved about them, said they were bloody fantastic. Now, there's going to be one in Wellington, Christchurch and in Auckland, kickstarting next weekend, but it has already happened once. Is the fact that was so successful the reason that it's coming back again?
Yeah, well, there's the company that sort of organises it all called Liberty Stage, and
Liberty
they've
Stage,
been
right.
doing a series like every few months of a different classic album, and
Right.
so we've done they've done like a Neil Young album show, Tom Petty. I was part of the Beatles' White Album, and also the Fleetwood Mac Rumours.
Sweet. Far out.
Which we're doing again in August, FYI, and I highly recommend that one in particular.
Well, I mean, the thing about... that's a no-brainer, right? You get to see... And is it always, sort of well-known, established Kiwi musicians involved with it as well?
And it's a slightly different lineup every time.
Right, okay. Yeah. And then what's it like when you get the likes of... Because, we've interviewed Lawton Cotter before, Booger Beasley, he's been on the show a few times as well. You get all these New Zealand icons in one room together. You all gel well? You all get on well?
Yeah, man. And we're just also excited to, because most of us have known each other, in small amounts or quite well for years and years.
Yes, of course.
And so it's just like big bunch of idiots hanging out, making music and dumb jokes.
So here's a song that's from Reservoir Dogs, I believe it is. Yeah, Hooked on a Feeling. Do you do every song from both movies? Or
Yeah.
Every song?
Yeah, every song.
So, for example, this song here, Hooked on a Feeling.
Hooked on a feeling.
Iconic tune. Fantastic tune, in fact.
Yeah.
Good for a cappella. So what's your role when it comes to that song, Is it just...
Do a bit of BVs, play some percussion.
Awesome.
Dance around.
One of my favourite tunes, Dusty Springfield,
Yes.
Son of a Preacher Man. That's such a good tune. Big Dusty fan myself, actually.
Yeah.
So doing a bit of vocals on that as well.
Yeah, oh no, Booger's singing that one.
Booger from Head Like a Hole singing Dusty Springfield.
Jokes. No, that's definitely me.
Yeah, okay, good.
And it's such a gorgeous song.
It is. And then obviously one of the real iconic tunes, You'll Be a Woman Soon.
Yeah, that's me.
Really? I can't tell if you're serious now or not.
No, Booger's actually singing
He
that
is
one.
actually singing this one. So, yeah.
But it would have been funny if...
It definitely would have been. Certainly would have caught me off guard. And then one final tune is a song that really has a special place in our heart here at Radio Hodaki. It's Steelers Wheel, Stuck in the Middle.
Yeah.
Matt Heath off The Breakfast Show, one of his favourite tunes. Heavily involved with this one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is mostly just dancing.
Just dancing.
Just grooving. That's kind of the thing. I mean, we can go off stage if we're not sort of seeing anything, but you just kind of get caught up in the music and you end up just hanging out and banging on a tambourine or something.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Adding extra backing vocals where there aren't meant to be any.
Well, I mean, it's all about buying into the hype and
Oh,
stuff.
totally.
I'm sure you know how to add to a song rather than take away, like I probably would. So if anyone out there listening is keen to head along to this, it's called Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, the soundtracks live in concert. There's going to be 3 of them, Wellington, Christchurch and Auckland. As we said, it kicks off next weekend, April 27th and 28th, and then May 6th it'll be at the Civic in Auckland. Tickets are $89. We'll put all the details up at hodaki.co.nz as well. But Julia, before I let you go, anything else on the horizon we should be excited about outside of these gigs, you know?
Well, I am working on a new album just quietly. I've just started rehearsals for that. So, prepping for recording. So I'm very excited about that.
Far out. An album in this day and age, it's all about EPs and things like that, you know. Like, it's a massive undertaking. So she's a fair bit of work, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep, it's a whole lot of work. But hey, I live for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I tell you what, Julia Deans, thank you so much for coming in. Good luck for the 3 massive gigs, and no doubt we'll talk to you in the future about your new album.
Cheers.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
Jeepers, we're running behind schedule here, folks. Got to get to the news. Just quickly, though, flick me a text on 3483. Let me know what you're having for dinner tonight, and we'll start dishing out some BK vouchers after 6.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Yeah, one of those 3 people is still here. Keyzie, the other 2 off sick still. Hopefully they'll be back soon. In the meantime, I did ask you to text through on 3483. Let me know what you're having for dinner tonight and where you are, etc., etc. A lot of text flooding in as per usual. Going to dish out some BK vouchers. Although my favourite so far, homemade chicken Caesar salad. Pretty much the most unhealthy salad you can make, but holy cow.
Still a salad, man.
It is still a salad. Pugs, producer Pugs, who's in here from Studio B. Sorry, forgot to intro you there. Keep those texts coming. Another 10 minutes or so, we'll dish out some BK vouchers. But Pugs, I understand you've had to come in here for admin purposes to do with the fact that Jace and Mike are off sick at the moment.
Yeah, totally. Look, obviously, you know, there's been an ongoing... I don't want to say rivalry. I don't want to say beef. But you and Hoodie J.
Oh, beef. Huge beef.
Massive beef.
rivalry.
You've both got
I want
massive
to cave his head
beef.
in. Yeah.
You want... Wow.
Wow, you know, in a fun way.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I wanted to douche him.
Yeah, 100%. And I thought, well, why don't we make this a good opportunity to plug something that's kind of a feel-good thing?
Right, okay.
And that would be the Fight for Life that's happening next week. Now, that's for youth mental health. It's all been about the premier boxing event in New Zealand, the Fight for Life, which is...
it's been around for ages.
Yeah, 100%.
And so it is next week. I think Thursday, 9 p.m. it'll be on. And I think Sky Arena is where you can watch it if you do want to watch it.
Hell yeah. Now, as a warm-up to that, we've got a bit of a showcase happening here in the office this Friday, where we're going to have a massive boxing ring just outside the Hodaki studios here.
You're shitting me, really?
Yeah, 100%.
And I get to fight Jace?
Well, I wanted you to fight Jace. Jace is away, isn't he? He's not doing so
sick.
hot. Yeah.
No, I know, but that's perfect because not only would I already absolutely smoke his ass, but now that he's sick, I would really demo
So you're
him.
sort of looking for a dirty advantage there.
Hell yeah.
Fighting a sick man
I've
that's
already got
10
one.
years older than you.
He's 40 years older than me at least. I don't know his actual age, but all I know is that I would absolutely roll Jace.
So sadly, we can't have that spectacle.
Right.
You won't be able to get that this Friday. But I thought it's a great opportunity to get you to do some training when you actually take him on.
Okay, so what do I have, not some Rocky stuff, training montage, that sort of thing?
There might be a little bit of Rocky, a little bit of Creed elements involved there. But I found you a replacement to sort of help you out with that. So his name's Jerome Pampalone. Are you familiar with him?
He's headlining the fight, isn't he? Like the world number 11 or something?
He is the IBF Australasian light heavyweight champion and world number 11.
Hang on. So I'm not fighting him though, right? He's helping me train, so he'll be giving me some things to work through, and we'll sort of just do a bit of riffing.
You're not going to be fighting him.
Why are you saying in that weird voice?
Huh? No. It'll just be training.
No sparring.
For helping out Hoodie J. It'll be super chill. You might do some drills, maybe some skipping. I don't know. Is that
skipping?
That's what you train boxing by?
Yeah,
skipping,
but you're giving
right?
when you say drills, he's not going to be drilling me in the head with his fists, is he? Pugs.
What's that?
Okay, look, let's pick this up because there's no way I'm agreeing to fight this dude who's, as you said, a champion, of the IBF.
What's wrong with you? About 5 seconds ago, you were absolutely fizzing to get in the ring, man.
To fight Jace, who's 70, incredibly sickly, and has a massive schnoz right in the middle of his head where I'd just like to doze. Right, okay. Well, look, we're going to have to... That's not locked in, is it?
I don't want to... Yeah.
It is locked in.
It's happening on Friday.
Great.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Sail AWOL Nation on the Hodaki Big Show this Wednesday evening with Keyzie. Jason Mike's still sick, folks. Hopefully they'll be in sometime soon, although they both sound absolutely terrible and look terrible, although that's not out of the ordinary. Joining me from Studio B, producer Pugs, who's been deep in the Hodaki Big Show archives the past couple of weeks, actually. You got another best bit for us, mate.
Totally, and it's from one of the biggest shows to come out this year, The Last of Us. It's been a big part of this show as well, but a controversy earlier in the year. We've revisited a couple of those moments. But there was a really, really good one from where you were offered a role in The Last of Us TV show for season 2.
How are you finding, Mogi, with your agency there, the acting front?
Well,
work going on? Yep.
It's actually pretty slow out there at the moment, man. There's not a lot of jobs out there, and there's been issues with funding and all sorts of international productions aren't coming into town like they used to be.
Sure.
So there's not a lot of work out there, man. And this is the thing, and that's even for an experienced good actor like you or me.
Yeah.
So when you've got somebody like Keyzie who's trying to break into the market,
it's tough.
She's tough, boy.
It's tough.
She's tough.
She's real tough.
Hard yards.
A lot of people won't know this. I'm actually Keyzie's agent.
Yep.
And
a bloody good one.
Yeah, thank you,
You're
man.
a supportive son of a
Look,
bitch.
I've got to be honest with you. It's like pushing shit uphill.
Well, you keep saying that. I mean, is that what a good agent would do?
I think pushing a piece of shit uphill.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing,
She's sort of tough yakka. Because your reputation precedes you in a way, Keyzie.
That's true,
I'm always... Well, what I find really difficult about it, actually, is because they go, he's a bit of a boozer, he's this and that, and it's like...
Oh, did you know he's also on the gear? Got quite a lot as well.
Yeah, and it's like, I can't actually say that's actually not the case.
Well, Marlon Brando,
you know
he was famously always boozed in that, but he was a good actor.
Yeah, but he was a good actor, yeah.
Yeah, the starting point was he was a good actor.
Yeah, right. He was a really good actor. I'm just sort of trying to find... But, hey...
What?
Really good news for you, my friend.
A role.
You heard of the show The Last of Us?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Your nose
It's only my
freaking out.
favourite show at the moment.
Yeah. Well...
Season 2's coming, eh?
Yes, season 2,
Well,
mate.
it's been approved. Yeah, they're filming it. Yeah.
How'd you like to be part of season 2 there, Keyzie?
Jace, seriously?
Yeah, totes.
Seriously, that would be one of the... Like a dream come true.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 95% sure I've got you in there, mate. 95%. And as you know, Mogi, in this business, nothing's certain until you sign on the dotted line.
Well, nothing's certain until actually it's been released and you've got the money in your account. I tell you that from experience.
Well, I'm pegging because I'm pretty inexperienced and it's a big show.
You're what?
I'm pegging that...
You're pegging?
You're pegging?
Well,
you see, this is the stuff. This is why I struggle getting your roles.
Look, production companies are going to run for the hills, man.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm guessing that because it's a big show and I'm quite inexperienced, that it's not like a massive major role. You know what I mean? So
what makes you think that?
I was pegging it before about how I'm pretty inexperienced. Yeah. Well, is it a massive role? Is it?
Oh no, that'd be stupid. No, I mean that would be. Of course, it's not a big role, Keyzie.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
That's any role's big for you, man.
Yeah, I mean, just getting on the set would be an achievement for you.
And
you know what I mean?
This could lead to, if I do a good job, this could lead to massive things.
Oh, probably not.
Well, yeah, it can't hurt, put it that way.
Yeah,
right, okay.
yeah.
Right. Well, what's the role? Come on, what's the role?
Generic infected.
Right.
So, yeah, you're just one of the infected.
You know those crowds.
You know, have the crowd scenes and they're all...
Oh, the big swarms.
Sort of a couple of thousand of people sprinting at 1,000,000 miles an hour and slamming into the side of buses.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm just in the crowd there.
Yeah. Generic. And
but that's cool, though.
They're running short of tall people, so I said, he's quite tall.
Well, that's actually cool, though, because at least get to, see what it's like having makeup on and all that sort of stuff. And
well, no, that's the reason I think you're going to get the part, because they don't think they need to do any prosthetics on you. And well, by that stage, it doesn't really matter. It's like 6 months infected. So its face is just falling off. It's just this gargantuan nose.
So, the face... so the face is melted off. It's just a nose left. Oh, yeah, real funny. The Hodaki Big Show will be back in full soon, folks. As soon as Jason and Mike are back on their feet. They're both bloody ill at the moment. In the meantime, we will continue to do best of the Big Show moments. Coming up next, though, what's on telly without Mike Minogue? Nirvana, some U2, and a bit of Franz Ferdinand as well.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you. No, You've been a great audience.
That's the song. That's in the song. That's at the end of the song. Yeah.
Damn it, Pugs! I was trying to.
It's just you and me in here.
Yeah, it is in this glass box. It's dark outside, but hey, we're happy on the inside because it's time for
What's on the telly with Mike Minogue.
Yeah. What's on the tally without Mike Minogue, actually? But we've got producer Pugs in the studio, and also you went and saw Evil Dead Rise.
I did. I had a comprehensive review of that yesterday at this time of the show.
So if you missed it, by the way, just check out the Hodaki Big Show potty. It's up there. And just quickly, we've got another double pass for Evil Dead Rise. If you'd like that, just text me on 3483, your favourite horror movie classic, and I might text you back with a free double pass. Pugs, what did you watch on telly last night, mate?
You know what? I'm going to let you lead this one because yesterday I came in real hot with a giant comprehensive spoiler-free review, and that seemed to upset you that I didn't ask you. What were you watching last night? Grand Designs
NZ.
Yeah, so why don't you take us away?
Okay, so there's this thing that happens in my house where we start watching something and then my wife falls asleep after 15 minutes. Last night, Grand Designs, the night before, she got through 20 minutes of it.
Oh, yeah.
So last night we watched the second half of it. And this is an old episode from in New Zealand. This came out last year. We're watching it on TVNZ Plus. This guy sells his real expensive house in Herne Bay that his family have owned for years. Herne Bay, most expensive subdivision in New Zealand. Sold it for millions and millions. Decided to build his dream home in the Coromandel. Built it on this beautiful little peninsula thing. First he had to build this concrete garage underneath.
Yeah.
He was quoted $750K to build it. It was also the sort of foundations of the house. It ended up costing him $5 million just for that. And it took 5 years. Yeah. And then so they stressed out about it, finally got the house done. It took 4 times as long as they wanted to. They wanted to settle down and retire. And at the end they were like, I kind of wish we didn't do this. But hey, check out our house. Classic.
Look at our grand design.
Yeah, look how grand it is. I hate it here. Yeah.
I got to say, you're probably the first. Is that a Kiwi show, by the way?
It's a UK show originally.
Show. Those kinds of shows, you're probably the first person I've met to watch old episodes of those. Like, you watch old episodes of Country Calendar too, don't you?
Yeah, see, my wife and I, we love watching sort of the farming aspect. I grew up watching Country Calendar. Love that. One of my favourite shows. And then Grand Designs, because I renovated our house, admittedly just slapped some paint on. A bit of a...
You worked on a door that one time.
That's
I saw it on your Instagram.
I was painting a door, that's right.
Hard out.
Yeah. So I guess you could say I'm a bit of a designer.
Yeah.
So
nice. It's tasteful.
What did you watch? Because you were supposed to go to Old J last night, but you called it quits.
Wow.
You bailed early,
I did. I pulled the plug. I'm not going to name names as to who pulled the plug on me and my lady going to the show.
Wow. Someone was supposed to go with you and then they decided not to.
Someone was.
Oh.
But it's okay.
That's all right. You watched Telly instead.
I did. I watched The Good Place on Netflix. You familiar with that?
The Good Place, is that with Kristen...
Yes,
the girl off Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Yes,
that's the one, and Ted Danson as well from Cheers. There, he's on that too. And you know what? It's cool. It's very chill. It's very light watching. It's a bit silly and goofy and fun.
Are you watching it because your partner likes it and it's something you can watch together very easily?
It is one of those, but also I did start it a little while ago and I didn't really give it much of a chance. And so now my lady's real deep in the show, and so I've kind of caught back on, if you will.
Right.
But it takes a real crazy turn. Obviously the concept of the show is that this lady ends up in the good place, which is heaven, but she's not supposed to be there. So they're figuring all that out. But it really, in the later seasons, because we're up to the last season now, gets real wacky, real wild, all about heaven and hell and created earths and judges in heaven and all this weird universe creator stuff. Did not expect for it to go there.
Far out. All right. What would you give it out of 10?
The show?
Yeah.
I'd give it a 6 on Netflix.
Far out. 6. That's good. I'd give Grand Designs New Zealand an 8 purely because every single episode it's someone excited saying it's going to cost this much and that they'll be in by Christmas, and every time it takes 3 times as long, costs 3 times as much, and then they're gutted at the end. So
great formula.
It's a fantastic formula. There you go. What's on telly without Mike Minogue? Here's some U2 with The Streets of No Name.
The Hodaki Big Show. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
That does things for the Wednesday afternoon Big Show, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in, and hopefully we do see Jason Mike at some stage soon. Spoke to Mike, still sounds terrible. Haven't spoken to Jace yet. Fingers crossed, although I'm going to say it's likely that I'll be doing the show with producer Pugs until at least the end of the week. Having said that, every show we've ever done available wherever you get your podcasts from, so just search Hodaki Big Show if you need your fix. And tomorrow from 4, more chances to win cash with Wage Against the Machine. Another chance to get in the draw to go to Vegas, thanks to Henry. Also, more best of moments, thanks to producer Pugs. So make sure you do join us then. Now up next, it is the Hodaki Night Show with the one and only Greg Preble, a.k.a. Preblo Escobar. He's got some Kravitz, some Strokes, some Split Ends, some Bush, and some Aerosmith on the way. And if you need anything, flick him a text on 3483. Flick him a text, don't flick him a text. That doesn't make sense. See you later.